the Dilla.
Yeah.
I was looking for that. I'm like, I know we talked about these albums before. I'm like, cause I heard this shit. I'm like, yo, we reviewed this shit before.
Yeah, part of the discography breakdown. Yep.
Yeah,
But
I
now,
had to go back and look at that shit. I was like, yo, I wanted to see if I still felt the same way about those albums 2 years later.
and that's one of the things I like about doing the discography breakdown sometimes
Right.
because it's like I'm not gonna hold you. When I do the discography breakdowns, I just listen and stuff like that, and I just
Yeah.
say, okay, this is good and stuff. I don't like do as much research as like the reviews
Right.
because we did that breakdown like 3 years ago, 4
Yeah.
years ago.
2 years ago, it said.
Oh, okay, excuse me, 2 years ago.
It seemed like 4 years ago though. It said 2 years ago on YouTube, but it felt like four.
It really did, man.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I never thought we would be talking about these records.
Right.
And just letting everybody know, we
Uh-huh.
planned this shit before Dub died. Let's
Oh yeah. Way before. Just like the
wait.
discography breakdown we did was way before he died.
Exactly.
We ain't one of these fucking trendy new fans that jump on the bandwagon and be like, oh, let's do a deal review. Nah. We've been doing this shit.
Because I'm
Pay
seeing,
homage, nigga. Pay homage.
because I'm seeing a lot. I've been seeing a lot of YouTube videos about De La, like,
Yeah.
and I don't get me wrong. I'm grateful because I love De La Soul, but it's just
Right.
like with the whole streaming age, they got forgotten real crazy.
Mhm.
Like if they're not streaming, they're not popping, and
Yeah. Oh yeah.
that's one of the things I've witnessed and shit too.
We've been here. We've been doing this, man. We legends
Yeah,
in this shit.
exactly.
Pay your respects.
I'm about to start in about 12, 13 minutes and shit.
No doubt.
By the way, we're going to also do Jungle Brothers next month too.
Discography?
Yeah, like what we're doing for Daylight this month, I might do it for Jungle Brothers too, because I'm kind of interested in listening to their discography.
Okay.
And we're throwing some Black Sheep as well. That's all I'm going to say for
Black
right
Sheep.
now.
My shit.
That's all I'm going to say for right now because we already did Tribe, Latifah, Moni
Yes.
Love. Who else is in a native tongue? So we did.
Black Sheep.
Because we got like a lot of good hip hop content coming next month. Like y'all can
Yeah.
enjoy the disco and Daylight, but next month we gonna pop, pop, pop goes on my mind.
Facts.
Like that, like that Levert song and shit, which pop, pop goes my mind. Yeah, that's the song. We got the Organized Noise Battle of the Beats coming very soon.
Yeah.
We got Gene Cray discography breakdown hopefully this month.
No doubt.
All the notes that's coming very soon as well
On
too.
the
So
notes. Yes.
we also got some good rock reviews coming soon.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
David Bowie is. We got to finish up some of his shit.
David Bowie.
Honeymooners breakdown is in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got some good shit coming up. So how's everybody's weekend? What's everyone talking about now? What's
Chris Rock.
happening?
Chris Rock.
Can we wait till after we
Yeah.
talk about because I have a lot of shit
I
to say.
loved it. I don't know why you have a problem with it. I loved it.
I didn't say I have a problem with it. I didn't
Mhm.
say it's just that there were some things I felt that was funny. I feel like it's one of his best stand-up specials in a while. The Will Smith brutal breakdown. There was one thing I didn't like about that brutal breakdown. It was
Okay.
when he said, "Oh, my mom told me not to fight in front of white people." But then I had to think back for a minute. I'm just like, but did your mom say anything about you saying the N word to white comedians or white comedians calling you the N word and shit like that? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I think you're missing the point of it though, man. Like
I mean, I get it. Don't get me wrong, I get it. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm just being in my own world, have my own thing and shit like that. What Will did was not right. However, at the same time, what Chris did was not right. I feel like both these motherfuckers could have handled it differently than they should have. You know what I'm
What you
saying?
mean? He handled it like a gentleman. He could have whipped his ass on stage, and then it would have been two black men fighting at the Oscars. That's how they would have spun the story.
I mean, but he had a lot of
That would
smoke
have been worse.
after the fact. He
That
had a
would
lot
have
of
been
smoke after the fact and shit like that. I don't know.
my
Maybe
my
it's
thing is
just the
like this.
anger in me.
My thing is, if
Oh,
Will
go
was
ahead, go
gonna
ahead.
go at him, he should have did it off camera, backstage, when nobody saw. Because then if you do it that way, nobody saw. It wouldn't have been as big as of a deal as it is now. Because everybody will remember forever that Oscar award for when Will slapped Chris Rock. And it's on video forever. That's my issue with it. Other than that, I ain't saying nothing bad about them because I met both of them in person, and I ain't got nothing but love for them. So my whole issue is he did it at the wrong time. He should have went backstage and did it. If you're gonna go at him, you should have did it when the cameras was off.
I mean, he should have. He should have. You know.
You know what I'm saying?
But
But
they
because
treat
he did,
they treat this shit like
it
it's
make him
9/11.
it makes him look weak because of the when him going on the red table talk and talking about the entanglement Jada had, that made him look weak and soft. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like open season. You giving comics and even rappers open season on you to go at you like that because of what he did.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? He could never be in a battle with nobody right now because they're gonna use that against him. You know what I'm saying? He could never be in no battle with nobody. You know what I mean? He could never have
Yeah.
no rap beef ever. If he ever decided to come back to rap, he could never again have rap beef with anyone because that's exactly what they're gonna use against him, and he would lose.
Man, half these rappers be bitches sometimes too. I'm sorry. A lot of these other rappers
I
are
feel
just some
you,
bitch ass
but
shit.
because it's on tape and people will always remember that it looks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can say what you want about Kanye. Kanye, we know he don't care. Will Smith has an image before that happened last year of a squeaky clean type of image, and this is like the one blemish, or just like Chris Brown, the one blemish on his record that's gonna make him look forever like change like some type of way to people.
Man, Chris had plenty of blemishes. Let's just stop that right there.
What did he
He
have?
had plenty of.
What did he have? I don't remember Chris Rock in anything. What did he have?
Oh, you talking about? I thought you said Chris Brown.
Yeah,
I thought
no,
you said
Chris
Chris.
Brown. Yes, I'm talking about. Yeah, but the Rihanna thing is the main shit though. That's the main thing because before then he wasn't in the news like that. It's only after the Rihanna incident happened that he started wilding out.
He threw a phone. He threw a phone in the ground.
Right. He had the incident on Good Morning America. He threw the chair through the window when Robin Roberts asked him about the Rihanna incident. You know what I'm saying? That was on all over the news. You know, he threatened Carucci. He threatened to kill
That
Carucci. There's
that
many
part.
things that he did after the Rihanna incident.
That part.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Chris Rock though. Not like Chris Rock ain't never do shit like that. I'm talking about like those blemishes. Unfortunately, because of social media, people will always remember those incidents those celebrities. And this is a major one for Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? He might never live this down. Even if he do come back from it, he might never. They will always bring this shit up in the interview.
Okay, but how much crazy shit has Mel Gibson, Alec Baldwin?
I
They've
agree.
had major
Charlie Sheen,
controversy.
yes, we know. Charlie Sheen was wilding out too. Charlie Sheen,
But
we already know what happened with Charlie Sheen.
Mel Gibson, he has movies coming out on Netflix. Alec Baldwin, he might get
And
off free from that
and
whole.
how long did it take the Mel Gibson for Mel Gibson to come back from that? It took years after Passion of the Christ, and he started wilding out. It took years for him to come back from that. That's going to happen to Will. He might have to take like a whole decade for him to come back from this. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, it wasn't even no sexual assault case. He just slapped the dude on stage. This is not like Kevin Spacey when Kevin Spacey got caught, or Harvey Weinstein and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Shit.
I mean, yo, what he did was wrong, and he's paying the price. But he gonna have to take those verbal ass whippings from people now because of it, and he know that. And if it means other comedians making yo, there was my homeboy had hit me up. There's a whole, Marlon Wayne's got a new stand up show just based off of the entanglement with Will and Jada.
Yeah.
He built his whole stand up show around their drama. Think about that. So this is giving other comics the idea like, oh, I can get views, I can get people coming to my show now based on Will
Wh-
and JD's drama.
Which is kind of stupid because Marlon Wayans was on that Bel Air show too.
Right. Yeah, I don't understand. I'm like, you played dude's father on the show and you're talking shit about his love life. I don't get it.
Yeah, that's why I'm looking at my stuff like, okay. And and that's another thing too. And you notice how a lot of these celebrities that's talking shit about Will, they've done
Mm.
plenty of work shit. Like OJ Simpson
Yeah.
for one. He said some shit
And
like
he
how
mentioned
Will,
that. He mentioned OJ.
yeah.
He mentioned it. But
Who
he
else?
mentioned OJ in yo. People are not talking about it, or if they are, the Kardashians got severely fucking called out last night.
And the
Like
Royals. Don't forget the
it wasn't
Royals
just
too.
Will. It was the whole Kardashian family. And
And
what he said is made sense. It's like ever since their father died, it's like that Robert Kardashian curse. Like they've all they've been with is black athletes and rappers, and all of the athletes have been out of their league because of that shit. Except for James Harden, he survived that shit. But Reggie Bush out of the league, Chris
OJ,
Humphries out of the league, Rashad McCants out of the league,
OJ.
Lamar Odom, Tristan Thompson both out of the league. You know what I'm saying? Like once they fucked with the Kardashians, they fucked up their career.
I like what he said about the Royals though. That's my shit.
Yeah, and that's facts. We know they were racist. They've been racist for years.
He
When
said
when when
the
when the
Sugar Hill
queen
Gang.
died, like nobody black shed a tear because the queen of England died. Nobody give a fuck.
The Sugar Hill Gang of racism.
That's
That
facts.
now that's for the books. That was
They
that
they
was
were
for the
they were mad. They were mad because Harry married a black woman. They didn't want her there. That's why they end up leaving. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, like call them out. Why not? He's what he's saying is all facts. It's not like he exaggerating about shit.
the same motherfuckers calling Will a bully. They're the ones that's bullying him on social media. That's the thing right there. That's the hypocritical shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I'm not saying what Will did was right. I mean, he was standing up for his wife and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody would have done some shit like that. You know?
But the thing is, they were laughing at the joke, and then all of a sudden, what Jada gave him that look. Oh, it's not funny, so he goes up on stage and slaps Chris Rock.
I
Like I
still
said,
say we don't even know.
it makes him look. I mean, to me, if I was him, I would have been like, yo, you need to have a divorce. You need to divorce her. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes him look weak and soft. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like she's in control of the marriage and she's telling them what to do.
I don't know, man. Shit. I mean, like I said, I get what you're saying. It's just I'm just witnessing a lot of hypocrisy when it comes to this bullshit. A lot of hypocrisy.
It's going to die down. Trust me. This is not going to last
It,
forever. It's going
it
to die
was
down.
dying. It literally was dying down until this whole shit came out.
Somebody else is going to do something stupid and asinine, and that's going to take the attention off of what Will did.
Literally, it was dying down. Literally, it was dying down. But once Bad Boys 4 come out,
Right?
that's when everybody is going to be on
Well,
him.
they hope it's a hit. What if people don't go to see it and protest because of what he did?
They're going to go see it. They're going to go see
We'll
it.
see. We will see, and I hope it's good.
They said the same thing about have these other reboots and shit like that, and breaking box office records and shit too.
But
Man,
this is a sequel. This is a sequel, not a reboot. This is still a sequel from the original film.
my point exactly.
So
My point.
I hope it does good. for his sake. Because if it doesn't, and if people don't go see it because of what he did, his career is gonna be done in Hollywood. And I feel like this as a fan of him from the very beginning. I think maybe he needs to take a break from Hollywood and come back to rap. This is the perfect opportunity
Yeah,
for him to reunite with Jazzy Jeff and come back to rap.
yeah,
Take
because
a
hip
couple
hop.
years off from Hollywood, get back to rap, make give us some bangers. He always said he was gonna come back to rap at some point. This is the perfect time for him to come back.
Because the hip hop community, they would accept him and shit like that. Look how
Yeah,
many times they accept Kanye.
yeah, of course.
Don't even get me started. Kanye said,
Kanye
"Baby, was
Kanye
a
could do
choice."
no wrong, and they still people still support his records and shit. So
Exactly. The same motherfucker that said all that shit about Harriet Tubman, his albums end up going to #1. That's why I don't think take this whole cancel culture seriously.
it's
Meanwhile, yeah, cats like Daniel Caesar and stuff like that, they got unfairly canceled and shit.
what did he do?
Um, he said some shit about. I think he said some shit about either police brutality or some riots, but people took it the wrong way and stuff like that, and he got canceled and stuff like
I
that
hope he
too.
didn't say he was all for it because last time I checked, he was
No,
black.
no, he didn't say so. She didn't say that. It was. I have to pull it up and send it to you. Brandy, for instance.
What's
Y'all
she
remember
say?
what happened? Well, y'all remember
What
that
happened
car
to her?
accident with Brandy
Oh,
and shit?
she killed somebody, right?
Yeah. It was a matter of circumstance. I'm not gonna say she actually killed somebody, but still, like she was quote unquote canceled and stuff like that. But then now, since the whole verses came out with my Monica, and then she had that Queen show, and then Moesha came streaming, everyone loves Brandy again. The black community, we still love Brandy, but the mass appeal, they were shitting on her.
Oh
Who
man,
else? I can name a lot of people. Who else? Didn't Offset abuse fucking Saweetie in the elevator and shit like that?
I don't know. I don't
Offset,
follow Migos. I don't know.
yeah,
I can't tell you.
whooping ass in the elevator and shit like that too. I don't hear
Wow,
them getting canceled.
that's crazy.
Who else? I can go on, man. I can fucking go on. Machine Gun Kelly. He was saying
What
some
he
shit
do?
about Eminem's daughter when she
Oh
was
yeah,
under
but
18.
I mean, but that's between him and M though. That was between him and M.
It's still. Let's just say if it was somebody else and stuff like that, and they posted his shit online and stuff like that. Meanwhile, he's still spelling out tours. Like, let's just be real. Eminem's beef rejuvenated his career and stuff, That's
Not for the
why,
better. Not for it rejuvenated MGK's career.
yeah, MGK's career,
Yeah,
but Eminem, his career has always been good and stuff like that.
right.
Eminem's Eminem, but
He's just making shit now, but
shit.
you
But
know what I'm
like I
saying?
said, and I can even go back in the day and shit like that. What's that? All that shit about Birdman and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Birdman like fucking up his artists and stuff like
Right,
that.
right.
Let's be real. Grooming Lil Wayne. Let's be real about that. He's
Yeah,
still successful.
yeah. What?
Hell, we don't even. The jury's still out about Russell Simmons and stuff.
And the thing is with Russell Simmons, he was able to like he stayed over in was it India, Dubai, whatever,
Yeah,
because he couldn't come to this country, but he got a pardon because they're still reviewing his
he
case.
got a
So while they're still reviewing his case, he can still travel.
he got a pardon.
Yeah, yeah. A regular black man ain't gonna get no damn pardon.
No, for real. You know why? Because Russell, he was working with the Jews, like Def Jam
Right.
Records.
Uh,
That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
plenty of celebrities have done messed up shit, and we've given them 2, 3 chances, hell, 8 chances and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to like a certain black celebrity, motherfuckers want to give them the fucking noose and shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. The only reason why Kanye lasted this long because he got a white wife.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
You know what time is it? I'm gonna continue this after we finish up this shit because I'm not done with this shit yet.
Fair.
I'm not done with this shit yet because y'all got. I told you say this shit after the fucking show, but I'm ready whenever you are. I'm ready.
Let's go.
You have any of these albums, by the way?
Nah.
All right. What's up, YouTube? How's everybody doing? This is Pastor Thompson speaking. Let me start. This is your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Try in the building with me and shit like that
Yo,
too. You know what I'm
what
saying?
up?
Um, and like I said before, we have been planning this shit for months. I don't want to hear no motherfucker saying we just doing this shit for view. I don't want to hear no motherfucker saying that shit.
Right?
Y'all, and if you guys watch my channel, y'all will know how much I love De La Soul. And you guys
Yes.
know how much I am still hurt by Dub's passing. And the fact it's kind of bittersweet that their 1989 to 2001 albums are now available on streaming, even
Mhm.
though it didn't really matter to me because I had the first four albums in physical, and
Yeah.
I never really listened to AOI like that.
Right.
I heard it over the years, but it's not really been my go-to when it comes to De La and shit like that. So
Uh-huh.
I'm grateful that now, well, bittersweet that now we're going to talk about the 2000s material in
Yes.
album form and shit like that. Because we did a discography breakdown
Yep. 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Check it out.
My first De La review was 3 Feet
Yes.
High, but we're gonna do that as the last Sunday of March because YouTube, since they knew De La was coming to streaming, they wanted to fuck up my video saying it was copyright claim, even though I did that video 2015. Literally 8 years ago. Wow, okay. So fuck it. All right. Fuck it, shit. That might be a re that might count as a re-review and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So today we're gonna talk about a double review. We're going to talk about De La Soul's planned almost trilogy, the Artificial Intelligence. We're going to start off with the first one, Artificial Intelligence Mosaic Thump, and then we're also going to do AOI Bionics.
Hmm.
So Mosaic Thump came out on August 8th, 2000 on Tommy Boy Records. It came out with 3 singles, Ooh, Through Your City, and All Good. Producers. And this is going to be probably the most producers and guest appearances we'll see on a De La album. So we have De La Soul, Super Duper, Super Dave West, dope De La affiliate, by the way.
Hmm.
Prince Paul, who actually returned. I didn't even know he did shit for this album and stuff like that. So Rockwilder, JD, keyword JD before J Dilla, just letting y'all know. Mr. Khalil and Death to You Inc. Guest appearances include Alcoholics, Exhibit, Redman, DB Elias Christ, Busta Rhymes, Indeed, Shaka Khan, Mike D and Ad Rock of Beastie Boys, Busy
Hmm.
B Star Ski, and Freddie Fox.
Mm.
So you see a lot more guest appearances on the De La album and shit, and
Yeah.
outside guest appearances.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
For better or for worse.
Yes. Yes.
So this was around the time when they were supposed to have done like a trilogy because after the release of Stakes is High, which they up to this point they dropped 4 albums: 3 Feet High and Rising, De La Soul is Dead, Balloon Mind State, and Stakes is High. Um, After the release of Stakes is High, they kind of took a little break. Was doing like a little touring and stuff like that, appearing on underground singles. And at this time too, you guys should know the issues that De La Soul had with Tommy Boy Records, which resulted in them not being available on streaming. Pretty much was reached its peak around this time too, because at this time Tommy Boy Records was not as popular as it once was. You know what I'm saying? Like when I mean its heyday, I mean like the mid to late '80s, all the way up until like the '90s and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And De La Soul, for instance, they were still hanging on there and shit like that too, because they were still under contract and things of that nature. So what ended up happening, they wanted them music to be like a bit more commercial and shit like that too. You all know the story. De La is not really a commercial rap group and stuff like that too.
Hmm.
And so, this is it resulted in supposed to be the trilogy. But as we've known, the last album got shelved and stuff like that too, which we'll talk about that once we got to the second one. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Pretty interesting era when it came to De La and stuff like that too. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Yeah, man. What was I about to say? Excuse me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you could tell they were trying to enter like the 2000s and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know the whole Y2K kind of thinking, like a lot of hip hop music was not as sampled
Right.
like that, using like a lot of like keyboard kind of production and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you know with De La Soul, the sampling has always been like an issue when it came to like their fucking career. Hell, even Stakes is High. What many people don't know about the album was that the label gave them lists of artists and samples that they will be able to use that they won't be getting in trouble for and stuff like that too. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And you guys also got to remember too, like around the late '90s to the early 2000s, you know, hip hop was going through so many transitional periods, especially with the deaths of Tupac and Biggie. You know, you had the Shiny Suit era
Uh-huh.
coming out, you had the Rough Riders era, Tribe Called Quest broke up and stuff like that too. And then you had like the beginning of the quote unquote backpacker era, which I hate that title. But what I mean is like the Soulquarians era, the Roots, you know, Slum Village and
Right.
stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Which again was cool, but you'll witness. Excuse me. When we talk about De La, I'm gonna mention a lot about the Roots because you can tell that's. I don't know if it was Tommy Boy. I don't know if it was them. I want to say it was them. Like some of these beats kind of had like a Roots feel to it. Like I'm
Uh-huh.
talking about the next movement Roots and shit like that too.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. This is gonna be very interesting double review and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, when it comes to De La Soul, I never really say they made like a bad album, but I'm just gonna spoil it out for you. Mosaic Thumb is my least favorite De La album. To be real with y'all and
Okay.
stuff too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get more into that when we talk about the album and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So already from the get go, look at this album cover. Like
You don't like it?
it doesn't say Y2K, then the whole graphic effects and stuff like that. You know, you had the whole technology kind of thing going on and shit like that too. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? So yeah,
I
um,
like it. I mean, they didn't go overboard with it. Like I think it's kind of cool. Just the whole futuristic Y2K type of silhouette they have going on with the album.
right.
You know, the second one they wearing astronaut suits. So I mean, I didn't expect that.
And yeah, you know, the whole astronaut shoots and shit like that kind of had me laughing and stuff too. But at
Yeah.
you know, De La Soul has always been kind of like satirical and shit like that too with their approach, especially post 3 Feet High
Mm.
and Right. So you know,
Right.
like I said before, and when we listening to these albums and stuff like that, you're gonna witness a battle of the Tommy Boy commercialism and De La, you know, still trying to maintain its De La sound and stuff like that too. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So, both albums have about 17 tracks.
Yeah.
Let's get this shit started.
Yeah.
And it can't be an album from the 2000s if it's not inserthere.com, which was the first song, spitkicker.com/ say our intro. Um, you know, this kind of was one of those songs, well, intros or whatever, that kind of gave me a vintage Native Tongues feel to it. And the reason why I say that is because it kind of reminds me of the interludes you would hear from the Midnight Marauders and stuff like that.
Right.
Um, because you know, with the Midnight Marauders by Tribe Called Quest, that had that female robotic kind of voice
Mm-hmm.
and things
Yep.
stuff like that, which I felt like that was pretty unique. And a lot of albums try to do that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially in the underground and stuff like that too. It got kind of annoying, honestly,
Yeah.
to be real with you and shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, better that than autotune. You know.
Oh God.
So yeah, so that's pretty much what I feel about this, you know. So yeah,
I remember I remember seeing an interview with Q-Tip talking about them and Bob Powers, like they had a hard time doing that intro with the female. Like they actually had a female that did those skits on Midnight Marauders, and they were trying to figure out how they was gonna craft the album around those interludes and all that. But yeah, this intro, I actually like the next song that we're gonna talk about. I actually um think that should have started off the album, but I mean the intro. I
okay,
mean it's just a like it was cool. Like there's a beat playing for it, and it's nothing. Not, I mean that could have been like a beat interlude if anything. You know what I'm saying? But there's no like grand presentation for the album. I just thought I expected that to happen, and instead we just got like a little short beat playing, and that was it.
right. Yeah, I mean, you made some very good points and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It definitely works better as an interlude than an
Yeah.
actual intro and shit too. So
Mhm.
yes, yes. Track number two we got is "You Can't Do Life." This actually is produced by Super Dave West and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Pretty cool song right here. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a great song in daylight terms, but at the same time, I do feel like it definitely had them kind of going back to that formula. You know what I'm saying? Just quirky lyrics, goofy wordplay and stuff like that too. You
Right.
know, yeah, I feel like this song right here was a very good song. I do like the Dave and Pasta's chemistry on this track too. So good but not great.
I liked it. What we had Declaration.
No, you can't do life.
Oh, you can't do like this a different track listing. Okay, of course YouTube would put up a altered track listing. You can't do life. That was cool. You know, can't do life. It had like an R&B sound to it. You know what I'm saying? It was
Exactly.
nice beat. It felt like a neo soul track though. They were
Right.
missing they were missing somebody on this joint like a neo soul singer. You know
Right.
what I'm saying?
Where's
And
Vino?
why that to me see like if we look at the track list on YouTube, it's number 15. That's exactly where it should have been. I don't think it should have started off the album after the intro.
Okay. Yeah. I see. I hear your point about that.
Yeah.
It definitely need like native tongue thing like Vino Mojito or some shit like that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah.
Shit. Interesting. All right. Track number three, My Rights, featuring Alcoholics and Exhibit. You know, this album definitely had like a lot of interesting collabs, and I never thought I'll see the day when Exhibit would be on a De La record, but
Right,
I feel like Anonymous Nobody, stay tuned on that, definitely had the more weirder collabs, but we'll talk about that when we talk about that.
right.
Alcoholics, I like the Alcoholics. I'm not like the biggest fan. I would listen to them over Beat Nuts and shit like that, but
Oh wow.
you know, what?
And I said, oh wow.
Yeah, because they kind of simulate. They have definitely a lot of similar Beat Nuts, Alcoholics,
Yeah.
and shit like both all like to get fucked up. Yeah, but I kind of mostly like this song for Exhibit. I feel like Exhibit definitely stole the show with this one and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He had a line where he said, "I'm Samson without the lie, the sole survivor, the drunk driver that rolls straight, takes the whole cake, chop it up with the family, wash it down with alcohol. My celly's a desert eagle for all the fucking shots I call." You know, definitely a dope verse from him and stuff like that. I know people expect me to talk about the Restless album. Well, when I get that donation, we'll talk about it.
Right. Facts.
Well, 40 Days and 40 Nights is coming though, because I did plan on talking about that one.
Right. Yeah, this was a dope collab. I like the Liquid Crew collab with De La, and they definitely fit to me. And True Goy, he said, wall to wall bullshit. I got hardwood floors, set sail for tour ever since '89. So y'all was fucking the same hoes who used to be mine. Loved his verse. Rest in peace, True Goy. And this was a banger.
Definitely a banger. All right, next track. Ooh, featuring Redman. This was the first song that Prince Paul did with them since Balloon Mind State. I know a lot of fans like this song. Um, this is an acquired taste and shit. Like, if it was just Redman,
Uh-huh.
I wouldn't have minded because it's definitely had that docs the name malpractice kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. I felt like with this song right here was just it didn't really fit De La. I'm gonna be real. It did not fit De La.
Right.
But like I said, I'm not saying that they did not do good because they did very good on this track right here. But eh, it's an acquired taste. Let's say yeah.
What's the track we doing?
Ooh, with
Oh
Redman.
yes, classic first single. I was on the street team for this, and we were promoting this
Oh
heavy.
right.
Yeah, I mentioned that in the discography breakdown. That was 2000. I was on the street team for Tommy Boy Records, and I promoted for this album and for the second one and for CNN the reunion. But that they all came out the same year. Um, except for Bionics. This and the reunion came out the same year. Bionics, that was what, '02 or something.
Oh one.
'01. And yeah, they sent me the single for this, and I was like, yo, they have Redman on here, and before this, Redman never did nothing with them. So I was like, yo, this is dope. Love the beat, and I felt like Red shit still should have had a verse on here. You know what I'm saying? Like just having Red on the chorus was cool, but I felt like he could have definitely spit a hot 16 in this. And
I agree.
um it was dope. It was dope to hear them with Redman, and I love the video. The video was like so ill. With them doing like the whole Wizard of Oz thing, and Wizard of Oz is like my favorite movie growing up as a kid.
I
And
hated the video.
you didn't like the video for this?
No, I did not.
What? This shit was creative, yo. Like in the 2000s when you and this is we still in the bling era. We still in that Diddy era and shit. You know what I'm saying? When a lot of videos were being made for millions of dollars and you had Hype Williams everywhere. This video was creative. And I never hear nobody talk about this video. It's like I'm like, yo, they literally was like this is like the hip hop Wizard of Oz type of video. And you have Redman, even Redman was dressed up, and Red was trying different shit with his videos too at that time. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought it was dope. Like I never would have thought they would have picked like the Wizard of Oz, concept to do the video for the single. But I think the song is great. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely one of my favorites on this album.
You know what was a creative
Mhm.
De La video?
Uh,
Stakes is high.
it was.
Yeah, it
I
was.
mean, I was what was creative. I mean, I remember them. Wasn't they like on a basketball court or some shit?
Basketball court, and it started off
Mhm.
they were Ori and stuff like that, talking about the state
Right.
of hip.
Yeah, but okay, Cellar Dwellers did the same thing with Maury for Perfect Match.
So Maury was just pretty much hip hop's best friend at
Yeah,
that time.
but because black people made him popular, unfortunately, with our who the daddy is episodes and shit, he became popular in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Like I met Maury Povich in the BX at a Yankee game because that's how popular he was. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And Maury used to
Oh,
talk about some real shit. He was like a Donahue
yeah,
Jr. And
right.
some niggas
Jerry
became his
Springer,
friend.
Jerry Springer was once called Dr. Springer. They don't call him that no more.
Dr. Springer.
Dr. Springer until he went fucking ratchet and you know, then the hood endured him and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Because Springer used to have some real shit on his show,
Yeah,
especially the first two
like,
seasons. Oh my god.
yeah, yeah. And then when NBC kicked him off when he went to the WB back then, everything changed.
Yeah, once he became nationally syndicated and shit.
Yeah. I slept
And
with my sister's cousin and all this stupid shit he was doing. I think my wife was a hoe. And
yeah, Jerry, I don't know what I do. I
right.
cheated on my girl a couple of times, but she had
Some,
no right to
some,
cheat on me.
some hillbilly shit he had on there. I was like, yo, this is like the most ratchetest shit I'm seeing right now.
Oh my
This is
goodness.
this is before Flavor of Love.
Jerry Springer made Flavor of Love fucking
Yeah,
Shakespeare and shit.
facts.
Anyway, I track number 5, Through Your City, featuring DV Elias Christ. This was produced by JD. Very dope JD beat, by the way. You know what I'm saying? It's not anything like he did on Stakes is High though, but I still fuck
Right.
with it. But this song right here is just pretty much out going out and about in the city and stuff.
Mhm.
Traveling. Kind of has one of those kind of songs. I did like the sample that they picked and stuff too. So this was a pretty good track.
I love it. The beat, the bass line, rest in peace to Dilla. You had DV Alias Christ on the chorus, and he was down with Trigger the Gambler, Smooth the Hustler, and
Yes,
um, definitely a dope track. They needed a video for this. And I love Pasta Noose line. He said, I ain't no thug, son. My name is Plug One. I drop a gem for him and her. Love this joint. This is a banger.
this should have been a single.
Yeah, for sure.
But we were too busy with Wizard of Oz videos and stuff like that. All right. Track number 6, I See Y'all, featuring Busta Rhymes. I'm gonna be real with y'all. This sounds like something that could have been on Busta's Genesis album, and y'all know how much I dislike that album.
Right.
Walk Wilder did the beat, which you can tell Walk Wilder did this because he did like 5 other versions of this kind of beat and stuff like that. But that's another story for a different day. Um, yeah, I could have done without this. I mean, again, it's nothing really against De La and Busta. They did their thing, but it's mostly just the production I didn't care for. I'm just like, yeah,
Which one is this?
I see y'all.
Oh, the one with Buster. That
Yeah,
was dope. That this beat, the beat to me felt more like it was made for Buster during like when disaster strikes or ELE. It had that
I
sound
wouldn't go
to it.
that.
You don't think I think it could definitely fit on all of those albums from
I say Genesis.
Genesis, really?
Yes, because when disaster strikes and ELE has some very dark apocalyptic kind of production that was very
Mhm.
abstractual. Genesis, once he went to like J Records and stuff like that, that's when most of his production for that album and It Ain't Safe No More got very commercialized.
Right.
But
Yeah, this shit,
that's just my opinion.
I liked it. I thought it was dope. We had Buster on the chorus. Saw my soldiers on the corner. I see y'all. Love that. I love the line that Pa said, you couldn't be the shit if you was a third of me. Love that line. This is dope, man. This is definitely a banger. One of my favorites on the album.
Shit, it's gonna be an interesting review. Okay. Track number 7, View. This is probably one of the few songs that definitely has a vintage De La sound to it, and quite evident because De La actually produced this themselves. You know, very, very, very good track. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very like nice mid tempo track with Pos and Dave is just going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I like the line when Pos says, "Because my thoughts are dollar bill crisp, distinct like E Double's lips."
Mm.
Ass fuck. Shout
That's
out to Eric Sermon, by the way, one of my
that's
favorite hip hop
that's
artists ever.
yes.
Legend.
This is dope. I love the rolling drums on it, that piano loop, and you got True Goy saying that's the way we handle it. Pin us up or mantle it. We on fire like a candle. Daydreaming on the rack, get bought, worn, and bought back. Love that verse from
Mm,
True Goy. This is fire.
very fire. Track number 8, Interluding, which is pretty much like an extension, a beat extension to View. You know, I hate when niggas did this in the past. They used to have some of the best production. Save that shit for interludes. And it kind of makes me mad for this album because the production was kind of for this album and stuff like that. And I'm just like, imagine if Dave would have dropped a verse on this record and stuff, but to each his own.
Which song you doing?
Interluding.
Interluding.
Yeah. I'm gonna post a
They had
track
a
for you. Huh?
they had a dope beat, a jazzy loop to it. They could have rhymed on this beat. Really, I don't
Thank,
really
thank you.
understand why they didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Yeah. All right. So after interluding is gonna be set the mood. This features Indeed. I did not care for this track. It was a bit. I did not care for this track one bit. I didn't know. This
Lord.
might be one of the first times on this channel I can clearly say I did not like this De
Is
La
is
Soul.
this a De La Trash review or what?
No, heavens no. There will never be a trash De La review on this channel. Even on their weakest day, they shit all over everybody. But this one right here, it's a no for me, dog.
I like the beat and the bass line, and it had Shaka, the great Shaka Khan in the chorus, and I think it was cool, man. Like I think it was,
We're talking
a
about
nice
set the
little
mood.
joint. Huh?
It set the mood we're talking about.
That's not the one with Shaka. Shaka's on this joint, right?
No, Shaka is on the Bionics album.
It said featuring Shaka Khan though. I thought she was on this joint also.
Oh no. That's the song All Good from this album. That's the
So she's
next
not
song
on
after.
Set the Mood? YouTube gotta stop this bullshit, B. They got fucked up track listings on YouTube right now. It says it's featuring Shaka Khan also.
Nah, Shaka Khan's only on All Good.
Okay. Yeah, I
Set the
thought the
Mood,
beat. Huh?
Set the Mood features Indeed only.
Okay. I thought the beat and the bass line was fire. I don't think it was bad. It wasn't a standout track.
Yeah, I respect that. Now the one with Shaka Khan, All Good. So this is a very dope track right here. Shaka Khan, one of the greatest R&B funk singers of all time. She's kind of in some controversy right now because she says some shit about Mary J. Blige.
What she said about Mary?
Shaka always got some shit to say about somebody. He said how she said Mary J. Blige should not be that high in the Rolling Stone singers, and she said she didn't like Mary J. Blige's version of Sweet Thing.
She's still on it. She didn't like Kanye West sampling Through the Wire. So
Shoot.
Was she high when she said that?
Stop it. Stop.
You know how Shaka get.
Y'all better leave Shaka Khan alone, man.
I'm just saying, it's like why the shade at Mary? Like you know how long ago that came out? Like that was 92 when she did Sweet Thing. Like why she talk about this shit now? I don't get it. Yeah, Shaka was hard. she definitely was. Oh man. All Good was dope. I actually like this song with Shaka on it, and she didn't sound high on it. And this should have been a radio joint. I mean, it's basically a radio joint. I don't remember them coming out with a single for this though. There's no video for this, right?
I don't think so. I've never seen the video for this.
This was dope. I actually like this joint. And you had True Goy saying, the loving that you're claiming is just a 4-letter word. The third letter is inviting, so visualize the verb.
Ooh.
Fire.
Actually. Track number 9, Declaration. New solo track. This is actually one of my favorite tracks off. Wait, excuse me. That's not track. It's track 11, excuse me, Declaration. This is actually one of my favorite tracks off this album. Posthumous, man, he went in on this joint. Like, it kind of gives me Down syndrome vibes from Stakes is High, which I feel like that's his best solo record on Daylight in history. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
pretty dope. Nice wordplay. You know, it's actually my second favorite track.
Yeah, Declaration was banging. Love the beat on that. The horns. You got the PMD sample, the Inspector Deck sample on it, and you got Paz saying "Coast to coast, we pop up on your scene like toast, playing host to your regimen, who rally to boast but not boast no more. They got floored by the side of my ledger print. They should have been. They should have had a video also because I know they wasn't doing like solo albums and shit, but say like on Stakes Aside, we got the It's So Easy, True Goy
Yeah,
solo. We should have had
yeah.
a positive new solo joint from me.
There was a Pasta new solo on Stakes Aside. It's a Down syndrome.
That was a single. No, I meant as a single though.
Oh, never mind. Oh, yeah, you're right about that. You're right.
Yeah.
Track number 12, Squat, featuring Mike D and Ad Rock from the Beastie Boys. You know, rest in peace, MCA. Again, another very dope track right here. You know, Beastie Boys, man. I mean, y'all should know how much I fuck with Beastie Boys and stuff. You know, this has like a old school hip hop kind of feel. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like that Block Party, Cold Crush Brothers. You know, Ordeal. I definitely felt like they all complemented very well with one another. This was one of my favorite tracks on this album as well too. See, it's not a trash review.
Which one is this?
Squat.
Squat? Oh, the one with the Beastie Boys. Yes, I love this joint. It had an old school break beat.
Right.
And you know how the Beasties do. Beasties are always good over like old school break beats, and you know they had like the great pass the mic style that they do with the scratching, this real b-boy shit. You got True Goy saying, "But on the mic, this is my days of a child. I got a license to ill the flash with police. Fire joint. Rest in peace to Ad Rock and
MCA.
MCA. My bad. I'm saying Ad Rock. MCA. My bad. And this was featuring Ad Rock and Mike D. Great. This should have been a single also.
Yes.
Like I don't think they picked the right singles for this album.
Yeah, Tommy
You know what
Boy
I'm
did
saying? Like
not. Nah.
other than Ooh, I didn't feel like I don't remember no other singles after Ooh. That's the only video I've seen for this album.
Next track is Words from the Chief Rocker. This is a Busy Bee Starsky solo. For those who don't know who Busy Bee Starsky is, he's like one of the founding fathers of hip hop. You know, next to Melly Mel, Africa Bambaataa. He was like one of the first party MCs. You know, he was one of the first like comedic MCs and whatnot. And he was more famous for Kumo D. You know, him and Kumo D had that early rap battle back in '81 where Kumo D just went fucking in on Busy Bee Starsky. Like y'all look at that battle up on YouTube and stuff too. So
Right.
you know, and so on a De La Soul record, you know, I definitely feel like it's vintage, you know, because you know them representing the culture of hip hop. Just them respecting the elders and whatnot. So yeah, I like it.
Which one is this?
Words from the Chief Rocker.
What's from the Chief Rocker? That's like, oh yeah, that should have been the intro to me.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Because Busy B is a legendary DJ. If you don't know who Busy B is, do your homework.
Slap yourself.
He is a classic legendary DJ from the park jams and shit. And still doing his thing on Instagram. He has like different live streams, just talking to the people, and he's just playing like old school music. And I think this should have been the intro instead of that shit that they get the Spit Kicker intro with the little kid. I'm like that wasn't needed, but they were promoting the Spit Kicker website because that was like their thing. And you know when they used to have the Spit Kicker tours back in the 2000s, De La was like on those tours, so they were like promoting that website. But I don't think that should have been the intro. This should have been the intro instead.
Got you. All right. Yeah, this would have definitely made a very dope intro. So I'm not mad about that. All right, all right, all right. We're gonna get into With Me. This is the next track. It samples Marvin Gaye's After the Dance. You know, everyone, y'all should know how much I fuck with that I Want You album, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yes. So yeah, this one was a very dope joint, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty much it definitely gives me Stakes is High vibes. You know what I'm saying? Just them, rhyming over it, that kind of ordeal, that smooth melodic production. So yeah, I like
This
it.
is this is the With Me joint.
With me.
Yeah, that should have been a single too. I like the Marvin Gaye sample, and they talked about marriage and relationships, and that's something that De La didn't talk about in the past. And this is like some grown man rap, De La.
Right,
And you had True Goy starting it off, and he's saying, how you gonna tell me to mind my own business when you're looking like something I need to know about? I went about it the wrong way, and he's talking about, what I'm saying. It was like grown up De La rap that we didn't hear before. I want to say before Stakes Aside, we didn't really hear that from them. And
right.
when they started, the more they got older, their music matured with them, and that's the type of rap that we hearing now from like Nas. You know what I'm saying? Like Nas is in his 50s, and we're hearing grown man rap from him, and it sounds phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? And I think we're gonna hear more. Like I would love to hear LL's new album. Hope is good. I would love to hear LL on some grown man rap shit. You know?
Yes, yes. Next track, Copa Cabanga. Um, I think somebody loves Barry Man a little bit too much. Um, this one right here is definitely another one of those tracks. I definitely got a lot of the Roots influence, with the drum patterning, bass line, and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's not Dayla. I mean, I don't know, man. I go back and forth with this track. I like it, but then I'm like,
Right.
this one's an in between for me. I don't dislike it though.
It was
We at
cool. It had a
Copacabana.
it had a it had a feel good vibe to it, and I like the beat. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was decent.
Yeah.
You know.
Alrighty. Next track, Foolin'. This is actually my favorite song off this record. You know, love the Quincy Jones sample that they use. It's pretty much a it's pretty much like a sequel to the song For More
Right.
from Stakes is High. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
very it's like a nice little party jam. Now it's not as good as For More because I feel like that's my fucking joint. But Janae on
Yeah.
the
That's,
chorus
that's
though,
one of my
but
favorites.
shit.
Definitely.
Oh, oh shoot, man. Come on, man. Don't get me started on that, Rick. Let me stop. Okay. But Fooling, pretty dope record and stuff. I like the line when he says, my true fames is David J. back since with Vince Mason. We'll draw on three, leave that body for the tracing. Ultimate high like them drugs you be lacing. Could have stood next to me at the top of the key. Like, man, this could have been a single.
Mhm.
God damn. I love this record, man. This is the daylight. If you guys notice, like, after the Declaration song, or
Mhm.
after the All Good song, that's when the album got more better for me and stuff like that. I feel like the first, we'll talk more about that, but
Which song is this?
Fooling.
Fooling. Yeah, I like. Yeah, it had the dope beat, the dope hi hats on it, bass line. This is dope. This is a dope song.
Yeah. Next song, The Art of Being Jumped. Lyrically, I like this song. I don't like the beat.
Yeah, I don't like the beat.
Oh, wow,
It was a
yes.
salsa. It sound too salsa, like a salsa type. shit.
And I'm sorry, if I want to jump somebody, I'm not trying to listen to no
Not to
Shakira.
that. Exactly. Who the fuck is it? You're talking about jumping somebody and they playing some Shakira type of shit?
I'm not trying to listen to no Gloria Estefan when I'm trying to jump somebody.
Yeah, I ain't
Like, you
feeling
know what
this.
I'm saying?
I ain't feeling this one.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm just like, yo. And what? Yeah, but lyrically is good though. This might be the only weak step in the second half of the album.
Right. I agree.
All right. Next track we got is, and it's the last track. You don't wanna BDS featuring Freddie Fox, aka Bumpy Knuckles. Um, nice way to end off the record. You know what I'm saying? Freddie Fox, you guys know how he gets down. So yeah, this was a very dope record. You know, it's kind of a contrast of styles. You had the more melodic De La with the more aggressive Freddie Fox and stuff too. You know, it's pretty much Freddie and Maceo pretty much on this record. So I like it.
Yeah, yeah. Mace was like rapping, which was different because he didn't rap a lot. You know, I didn't care for it though. Cool. Like I don't know. Maybe I was like, why did they pick that track to for Maceo to rhyme on with Freddie Fox?
Hmm.
You know what
Who
I'm
knows?
saying?
Why did they pick that Wizard of Oz as a theme for that Ooh song?
Man, I thought the video was dope, man.
Definitely.
It's something out of left field for them, you know.
Right. All right. So my honest opinion about this record, and I do mean my honest opinion because this is a this is a passable record for me. Like I said, in terms of the discography, this might be my least favorite album, which might be a surprise to some people. But I felt like the first half was kind of questionable in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Like you had songs like um the Ooh track, I See Y'all, but then once you get to All Good and Declaration, is that, and I feel like it's mostly because they did the production, most of the production in the second half themselves, and they still kept it in house and whatnot. And even with the Ooh track, I love Prince Paul, but I was like kind of disappointed with that one.
Mm,
I get it; it's you try to do something new, but
right.
well, because I can also see that track on the Prince Among Thieves album. You know what? That should have been on Prince Among Thieves.
Okay.
That could have been a nice little promo for this record, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Right.
to each his own. Um, I definitely felt like again, you know, with Tommy Boy Records wanting a more commercial route, well, always wanting a more commercial route with De La, you can see the division between that kind of style when it comes to this record. So I'm gonna give this album a 3.5 out of 5. So in terms of De La standard, it's still a greater album, but it's not. It's kind of a step down when it comes to like the first four.
I think it's a solid album, man. You know, for that time, the 2000s, the climate was changing. The music, you know, you had more of the South coming in. You know, 3 6 Mafia was being played more over here. You had Nelly coming up with St. Louis, that whole area, and I think the climate of music was changing, and De La stuck to what they know best. You know, beats and rhymes, and felt like they gave us that on this album, and a lot more collabs on this album than any of the other albums. But
Right.
I thought it was solid. I think there's a lot of solid tracks. You know, Ooh and Squat, View, With Me, I See Y'all. I think they needed more singles though. They didn't, you know, we promoted this album, but we didn't promote it enough. They just promoted the first single and that was it. Like after Ooh, I don't remember nothing else that they released on this album. You know what I'm saying? And you know, Tommy Boy's done that before with them. You know, they wanted a video for the business. They didn't put up the money for the video, and that should have been a huge
That
single
should
from
have
that
been a
album.
big single. What you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, that should have been a big. They didn't want to give them the money for the video, so and video was playing it. They played it like it was a single already. He was in heavy rotation, and for whatever reason, Tommy Boy was like, "Nah, we not giving you the money for the video." So they were fucking with them, and even when it come down
Tommy
to
ain't
this,
a motherfucking boy. That's
yeah,
what I said.
but when it come, they had a big trilogy planned for this series, and Tommy Boy again was fucking with them, and I believe that's why they didn't promote this album the way it could have been, because they could have had at least 3 or 4 singles from this album. They only promoted the one Redman. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. And you know, I think it's solid. I'm gonna give it 4 mics. I love the production on it. I love the songs. You know, all they all came lyrically correct as usual. And yeah, I think it's definitely it's an underrated album. Like after they 4 album run, it's definitely a underrated album, but it's definitely solid for me.
What's that?
And maybe 5 mics. I don't know. I don't think it's a classic, but
He did say that was his favorite album from De La.
oh okay. Well, I can see why then. But he's gonna give it 5 mics.
All right. One down, one more to go. We're going to talk about the AOI Bionics. This album came out December 4th, 2001, Jay-Z's birthday. I had to throw that out. It was out. Singles this album came out with are, give me 1 second. I know Baby Fat was a single. Oh, I forgot. Ooh, featuring Redman got nominated for a Grammy too. Just letting y'all
They should
know.
have won. They should have won for that.
Oh well, let's see who won that.
Who won that year? I could imagine it was either Jay or who? Nelly? Who won for that?
Dr. Dre and Eminem. Forget about Dre.
Oh yeah, well that had to win.
Yeah. And the nominations were Beastie Boys Alive, Dr. Dre's Snoop Dogg, Corrupt and Nate Dogg the next episode.
Oh man.
And Jay-Z and UGK Big Pimpin'. That was a tight category.
He wasn't beating Dre. Dre was in it nominated twice.
Exactly.
He wasn't beating Dre.
That's right. I was like, well,
the Beastie Boys joint, I always liked that joint. That was from that Sounds of Science joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always been one of my favorites. That video is crazy. Like the video angle, like if you have like I have the Beastie Boys like video collection on DVD, and like they have like different angles for like each video, so you can look at every video from a different camera angle.
Oh wow,
it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like the technology that Beastie Boys were doing back then was like ahead of their time also.
Interesting. All right, so producers for Bionics include De La Soul, Super Dave West, Kev Brown, Megahertz, Jay Dilla, formerly known as JD, and Def TU Inc. Oh, I forgot to check on the singles. So my apologies, everybody. We were talking about the Grammys. You know, the Grammys always sneak up a conversation. Oh yeah, Baby Fat was the only single. Okay, well, we're not missing it. Okay,
that was dope.
All right, so guest appearances: Devin the Dude, Yummy Bingham, CeeLo Green, Philly Black, Jose Perico Hernandez, Glenn Lewis, Shell Council, Slick Rick, and Be Real.
A lot of choruses, a lot of collabs in this one too.
Yeah. So you guys might think, since I said AOI Mosaic Thump is my least favorite Daylight album, this might be a million times better.
Really?
Well,
interesting.
This album, let's just talk about this one. So again, they were trying to get out of the contract with Tommy Boy and stuff like that, and
it seems like they were trying to do that a lot.
Yeah, because the 3 albums, the AOI series was supposed to be their gateway out of the contract,
right?
But then again, Tommy Boy Records was still fucking with them, fucking up the direction, and still wanting that juvenile humor, aka commercialism and whatnot. So the third AOI series, which was supposed to have been like a DJ themed one, from what I looked up, that got shelved.
Yep.
They got shelved. And so with that being said, they left Tommy Boy Records, and they were pretty much like free agents for a good minute until they did the grind date, which that's gonna be next week. Well, I think
Okay.
they did that as an indie, like in Indian stuff. So,
Yeah.
which I know a lot of people love the grind date, and I'm one of those people. So, stay tuned on that one. When we talk about that, stay tuned. But back to Bionics again. This album has 18 tracks. So we're gonna get started with this one. So track number one is the intro. The intro. I mean, it's not. It's just a lot more shorter. Nothing really to it. To be real with you.
I didn't like it. I felt like the intro was whack.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Track number two is the title track. This one was okay. I wasn't really too crazy about this one. Production was kind of when it came to this, so this was alright.
Is this it's American?
No, you two fucked up the track listing. It's
Oh God.
Bionics.
Eh, okay. Oh, Bionics. Okay.
Yeah, Bionics.
Now Bionics. This should have been the intro. When the way that Maceo started it off, and he's like presenting all the listener to volume 2 Bionics. This should have been the intro, and they fucked it up again. Like both intros for both of these albums wasn't good. The Bionics. This should have been the real intro, and I like the beat and the piano loop, and yeah, they messed up the intro on both of these albums. Okay.
How you fuck up the intro on both the albums?
On both albums. That might not never been done before, yo.
All right, next track, Baby Fat, featuring Evan the Dude. This is a very interesting track. It's not one of my favorite De La tracks, but I respect it because it's talking about respecting the plus size women. This was like their version of Baby Got Back, if that makes sense.
Right.
Again, not one of my favorites, but I respect it. That's all I gotta say.
I love it. One of the best De La records ever to me. I love the fact that they paid homage to BBW women, and like what you see now with like Lizzo and Megan Thee Stallion and all the big voluptuous women. This is what it was paying homage to back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, in Hollywood, back in the 90s, they made a big thing about, oh, J-Lo and her butt. She has a big butt. Blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Because
Run this gun
they didn't have that out there. Julia Roberts don't walk around with a booty on her. You know what I'm saying? So once they saw J-Lo, it was like a big thing back then.
No pun
But,
intended.
huh?
No pun intended.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But, this was a great way to pay homage to the thick women, the big women, and De La telling women to love yourself and how God made you. Don't change a thing about how you look, and well, I love the line that Pa said. He said, "His shape is not what I date; it's you," and that's what is important. You're not dating the shape; you're dating the person, no matter
Right.
how they look. And you know, I love the chorus with Devin the Dude. Don't get stuck on the things they say, because now it's a nasty world. You anyway, because I know you're a nasty girl, and I loved it. Great, that's a great. Devin the Dude is highly underrated, and they got the perfect artist for the chorus on that.
Definitely. Now, the same way you feel about this track is the same way I feel about the next track. Simply,
Okay.
my one of my two favorite songs of this album. You know what I'm saying? Simply samples Paul McCartney and Wings. Simply have that wonderful
Right,
Christmas. That track.
right, right.
They made it like more spacey and futuristic.
Right.
And one thing I loved about Dave's verse, he pretty much was rapping like he was part of Nice and Smooth. And
Yeah.
again, a dude I'm not the biggest fan of, but check out the discography breakdown we did couple months
Oh
ago
yeah,
and what.
that was a
You know,
great.
I gave my honest opinion, but
Yes, you
um,
did.
yeah, but yeah, but it's like the way how Dave was rhyming, he did it better than Nice and Smooth. Like, like he did the flow better than Nice and Smooth and stuff, man. Like,
Oh man,
yeah, man.
cap.
So you said what?
You should say that's cap.
How's that cap?
I don't. You act like Nasty Smooth can't rap or something.
I never said they can't rap. I just said
You feel like
sometimes
he did their style better than them?
yeah. Yeah, I said that. I said what I fucking said. Shit.
Oh man.
Like I said, Nice and Smooth. They had some dope joints. They
Mhm.
did, but their best work was their posse cuts. Sometimes when they would go rapping, Greg Nice would come out with that singing shit, and it would just sometimes throw the whole flow off and stuff, you know?
So you don't like Hip Hop Junkies? That wasn't a posse joint.
Hip Hop Junkies was cool. But that's
Old
sometimes
to the
I'm like,
new, old to the new, old to the new wasn't a posse joint either. That was fire.
no, it wasn't.
You didn't like old to the new?
Nah.
Oh man. What?
That's sometimes I'm slow. I hate that song.
What? That's a classic right there.
You guys throw this word classic like it's
Sometimes
a
I'm
fucking
wrong, slow,
piece of
sometimes I'm
condom.
wrong.
Shit, like,
Quick. That's a classic right there.
but
What
I
are
do
you
like
kidding?
Nice. I do like that. We keep coming back with more and more hits.
That
I
was
love
dope.
that. I love that record. I
Time to
love
flow.
the
You like was it time to flow? Was it time to flow? How to flow? How to flow?
nah,
You didn't like how to flow?
nah.
Man, you just don't like nice and smooth then.
I like the third album, The Jewels of the Night. That
Rolling
was
Now is a classic. That's underrated classic.
I don't know if I would call it a classic, but it's a
That
good
is
album.
underrated classic, yo.
It's
That
a
that
good
was
album.
that was the year that Warren G saved Def Jam with his first album, and I was on it. I was here for that. I was like, yo, Warren G, a Death Row defecto saving Def Jam with a classic album, and then Nice and Smooth come out with Julia the Now. I was there for that. That's my favorite Nice and Smooth album.
Interesting. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That might be my favorite too, but is it a classic? I don't know.
I love that. It's highly unrespect. It's not respected enough. I wanted to say unrespected. It's not respected enough.
And there's a reason why.
Yeah, you stupid.
Now, when it comes to the last album,
See
it's
that
a
I don't
mix,
like.
it's a mixed
I don't
bag.
know how you like that album when not Julia Now.
I never said I did this. I said I like Julia the Now.
Oh, you like Julia Now,
Yes,
but you don't think it's a great album.
I don't think it's a great album.
What
Like,
is there a song on there or songs on there you would have took off?
let me see. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see.
I mean, I think the one song I would have took off is the last track when Smooth B is singing the Sherry song.
Trash.
That didn't belong on there because he was definitely going in his R&B bag. But everything else, when you got like Return of the Hip Hop Freaks and Blunts and
Yeah,
Get Fucked Up, all of those joints are banging to me. I don't know. I loved it. I love that album.
I like that more than Ain't a Damn Thing Changed though.
I like that album too. That sophomore album was fire. To me, that was better than the first one.
It was. I didn't like. I didn't care for the first one too much.
First one had some joints, but it wasn't great. But that second one, the production, Greg Nice stepped the production up on that second one.
That first one had that weird ass album cover and shit.
Right.
That school picture album cover.
Yeah, I didn't care for that one like too much. I know a lot of people love it though. But...
Fucking Christmas card album cover.
Oh man.
Shit.
Yeah.
Also, a late 80s album cover used to have me rolling and shit.
Yeah. A lot of cheese back then.
Casanova Red and Super Red. Oh shit. But anyway, yeah. But still Dub gave love to Nice and Smooth on the track too. So yeah, so this one was a very dope record. One of my top 2 favorite tracks from this album.
I thought this was simply trash. I didn't like this song.
You gotta be fucking with me right now.
I don't like the song. Like I don't know. Like for
me.
me, there are a lot of misses on this album, yo.
You
There's
gotta
a lot
be
of misses on here.
You gotta be fucking with me right now.
That is not the best track on this on the
I said it's one of the top 2.
One of the top 2. I could barely find a good 3 on this album.
Oh,
There's barely a good 3 or 4 songs on this album, bro.
It's not their best record, but some tracks are better than others. That's all I'm gonna say.
There's like a good 3 songs on here that I like, and that's it.
Oh man,
the skits.
You're simply blowing my mind right now.
Simply, I did not like this shit. This shit was not good. I've heard. I love the original song, the Paul McCartney joint, but that was dope. But I don't like the way they use the sample on here.
Y'all just love.
I'm interested in hearing how you gonna rate this, because you didn't like the first volume, and I thought that one was a solid 4 mics. So I want to hear how you're gonna rate this one.
I give that a 3.5.
3.5. I think it's a 4.
Well, you think it's a 4? I think it's a 3.5.
I think it's a 4. I think you're missing half of a mic.
Like I said,
that one is clearly better than this one to me.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Anyway, next is the Simply Having, which is like an extension of Simply. But wait a minute. It started off with that, but then it ended up having the same sample for a Tribe Called Quest, Footprints. Love that record, you know?
Right. I don't like this one.
Man, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I don't like it either. It's a lot of songs I didn't care for here. They were experimenting too much, man. Like that's why they were in the astronaut outfit, because they were going to a place that they never went to before.
They'll probably make it from the Time Boy.
You know? Yeah.
Talk about we all spaced out on this shit, yo.
Yeah, they was. They had the right album cover for this.
Oh shit, yo. Oh god. Oh, this is gonna be a funny review. So, Held Down is the next track. It features Al Green. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant CeeLo Green. Excuse me. Okay. This was originally for Thump. It was but it ended up being for Bionics. I don't know. Was possibly was going through like a gospel thing. Like it started off as just a hip hop, but then CeeLo took it to like some gospel Kirk Franklin kind of shit. Like this should have been for CeeLo's album, man.
Oh man. That's what I'm about to say. Like he did gospel on his albums.
Oh shit.
You know.
I was like, what the fuck? We talk about, I don't even go from talking about some fat asses to talk about this. Yeah, but this is alright. It was alright.
Yeah, the beat was okay. I didn't I think this would have been better for CeeLo's album. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause he had like gospel elements on like the Gnarls Barkley albums, and you know those other albums he did solo. Like I think it would have fit him more than De La.
Yeah. Okay. Which, speaking of gospel, it brings us into arguably some of the, and I can't believe I'm saying this, some of the worst De La skits.
Yeah.
Reverend Do Good.
It should have been called Do Bad because it was terrible.
This reminds me of those Bernie Mac skits from the Kanye albums and shit.
Yeah, I didn't care for it.
Me neither. Track number 8, Watch Down. I didn't care for this track.
Watch Out.
Watch Out. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't care for this album.
It features Jose Perico Hernandez.
Who's he? He sound like a drug dealer.
I don't know.
Like a Cuban drug dealer. Who's he?
Nigga has like he has all the typical Hispanic names: Jose, Perico,
Jose
Hernandez.
Luis Castillo. It wasn't cocaine. That has to be a cocaine dealer they had on the track,
Oh shit! Oh my god! Who's his father? Who's his father?
right?
Raul Hernandez.
Right. He has to be a cocaine dealer from Miami, running a cartel and shit.
Oh god! Let me stop. Let me stop. Next track is special. It's actually again one of the better tracks on this record. You know what I'm saying? Love the love the beat and whatnot. You know, it's not a perfect track, but it's passable.
I don't think there was nothing special about this song. I'm sorry. The beat was okay, but I don't like no. I don't see what they were trying to do with this song. Was this supposed to be like a
At
love
least it was,
song?
at least it wasn't bad at like BDK is very special with Spinderella singing.
Oh God.
Oh, my love is all like
Do I have to pick? When artists do a song called Special, it never ends up being special. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I
Oh,
didn't care for this.
oh my god. Oh my
No, I'm
god.
lying. Snoop Dogg has a song called Special with Brandy on the Malice in Wonderland. That was a fire. That was a banger.
Oh hell no.
But I know you don't like the Neptunes, so the Neptunes did the beat.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You already know the answer to that
That
shit.
album was trash, but that song was dope.
I like the Temptation song special.
Okay.
Mm. Okay. Well, as soon as you said Neptune, I'm just like, nah. Okay.
Man.
Next track, Reverend Do Good #2. I'm gonna go to hell because this shit is trash.
Yeah, this skits were not good on this album.
Oh god. Hmm. Track number 11, The Sauce, featuring Philly Black. I didn't care for this one.
I don't know who. I never heard of Philly Black. I don't think Philly Black was needed. But I like this. The beat was dope. Posh had a good verse. You know, he said like a spit kicker should, and you wish you could hold it down like a digital who stitched the hood, or better yet, the whole globe lighted up like strobe. While you froze panicking, went from man to mannequin. We done peaceful rap stars that can still jab you in your face and leave your shit redder than Mars. So I liked Posh verse and I liked the beat, but I don't think Philly Black was needed for this.
Philly Black needs to roll up a Philly Blunts.
It's Philly Black. I never heard of it.
Track number 12, Am I Worth You, featuring Glenn Lewis. I like this track. You know, it's pretty much a relationship romance kind of track. Glenn Lewis, very underrated singer. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, Glenn Lewis was underrated neo soul singer. I definitely liked it. You know, had a nice beat, nice bass line. You had Pa saying, "Sometimes I play jigsaw to cut the deal, and we keeping them bills paid and meals in the mouths of many. A noble job, if any." So that was a dope. That should have been a single. That should definitely had this as a second single or something.
Mm. Pawn Star. What the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
Again, it sounds too much like the Roots a little bit.
You think the Roots did a song like this?
Hell yeah, I think the Roots did a song like this.
The Roots did a song like this, like Pawn Star.
Yes.
Nah.
Well, not like Pawn Star, but something in this vein and shit.
You think the Roots? This don't even seem like a Roots song.
Man, maybe me and you hear the different Roots and shit.
Well, what Roots are you talking about? Like Roots after Chronology?
Yes. I'm talking about tipping point Roots.
Yeah, I can see them doing it. Like early Roots, I don't think they would have even made a song like this.
It's just that De La Soul are not perverts, man.
Right. They're not.
Oh, Jesus,
I think the fans wasn't used to hearing them like rap about relationships and marriage, and then they did that on both of these albums, so it was kind of different for them. But I mean, at this point, they had kids, they grown up, and it was just different to hear them go from the Daisy Age to talking about pawn shops and marriages and stuff. You know,
right.
there was one weird line True Goy said. He said, "I broke my piggy bank just to see that pussy stink, smellier than an African in Africa." What the fuck?
What? Wait, say it again. Say it again. Say
He
it.
said, "I broke my piggy bank just to see that pussy stink, smellier than an
Oh,
African in Africa." What does
oh
that mean?
hell no. Hell no, nigga. Hell no. Dub. I love Dub, but hell no.
What the fuck?
Hell the fuck no.
This is a what the fuck track.
Hell the fuck no.
Yeah.
Nah, nigga. Nah, nigga. Nah. Nah, nigga. Nah, nigga. Nah. Hell nah, nigga. Hell nah.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Track number 14. This is the worst De La Soul song I've ever heard. And it features one of my favorite rappers of all time.
Uh-huh.
I guess he just got out of prison around this time too. So What We Do for Love featuring Slick Rick. Bro. When I tell you, I was expecting some shit.
Right.
I was expecting some Lottie Dottie. I was like, Slick Rick and De La Soul, two of my favorite artists.
Right.
Two of my favorite artists of all time. Let me read you some of this shit. This nigga Slick Rick said, "I'm like Bruce Lee beating up the coochie profusely. My tomboy chicks that act a little too butchy receive this. When my semen ceases, they'll be screaming out, 'We love being this female species.'"
Wow. Okay.
It gets even better. I feel like this was their version of Jay-Z's "Girls, Girls, Girls." Because this nigga Slick also said, "I got this rude boy Jamaican honey at the rest home, complete with yellow hair and Cinderella dress on.
What?
Whatever.
Yellow
Been
hair.
around, stuck her until she popping bout. Hey, take your blood clot finger off me bottle. Anyway, another dime I met one time. I'm kind, chick in the world, but fine. And her structure pumping told her, gotcha mumbling about, slow down. What you trying to rupture something?"
Wow. She got yellow hair. That's a red flag for me. What is she, a Sailor Moon character?
Bruh.
She got yellow hair.
Slick Rick has said some shit. Slick Rick has said some shit over the years. But never in my life would I hear him say some shit like this. This right here. You can tell he's been in prison for too long and shit. That's all I gotta say.
For real, you feeling for a Jamaican chick with yellow hair? The fuck?
Bruh.
Damn.
Bruh. Oh my god. Yeah. I'm gonna let you say your thoughts because I'm flabbergasted right now.
This shit is bad. This shit is bad, yo. This is a bad collab, and just think that Slick Rick gave a better collab with Nice and Smooth on Julie the Now than this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I don't like the beat. I don't know what the hell Slick Rick was saying over there. Like, no, this is not good.
Bro, I don't even know. See, this is why every time I hear Slick Rick's verse, I tell myself I'm never going to step foot in jail again. Every time I hear this verse, I tell myself I'm never going to step foot in jail.
What happened to him in jail that he was feeling for a chick with yellow hair?
I love Slick Rick. I love MC Ricky D, The Great Adventures. I love all that shit, but this might be a contender for one of his worst verses I've ever heard.
Man,
Like Jesus Christ.
I can't
Let me
even
read
picture that.
that shit. I'm gonna read that shit again. Hold on. I gotta complete with yellow hair and Cinderella dress on. Like, what Cinderella dress or what? In a rest home. What?
Um,
And I've dated older chicks before. Don't get me wrong, but I've never dated a rest home chick. I'm sorry. I'm
with yellow
sorry.
hair and a Cinderella dress.
The oldest I would go is 50 years old. Man. Shit.
Man, shit. And she ain't wearing no yellow dress with yellow hair.
Cinderella dress on. That's fucking. We doing fairy tales now and shit, man.
Rainbow Bright.
Oh
Man,
shit.
it's crazy.
When you wish upon a star. Shit.
Man.
When you wish upon a star stuck up behind bars and shit.
Damn.
Oh. Next track. Cause yeah, let's go on. Reverend Dugan #3, Go Away.
Terrible.
Track number 16, Peer Pressure featuring Be Real. It's gonna be surprising a lot of people, but this is actually my favorite track on this album.
Really?
So yeah, this is my favorite. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
Uh,
Because you never hear De La talk about, and they did it while still maintaining that vintage De La soul. And Be Real, he's one of those. I won't be real. Be Real is one of those niggas. Anytime he does a guest appearance, he never disappoints.
facts.
And you know what I'm saying?
I
And
agree.
of course, you had Jay Dilla producing this track too,
Right.
which again, I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Because you know people say, "Oh, I thought you liked JD better." Yeah, I like the JD era better, but that don't mean I dislike Jay Dilla.
Right.
Like
It's the
they
same
ever talk
person.
about
It's the same person.
exactly. It's just different styles and shit.
Yeah.
And so yeah, so it's pretty much be real and Dave, like everybody's on this record and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I like the line when Be Real says, "Come on, quit acting like a bitch. I can blaze the weed and you can make excuses. Now you're gonna smell the smoke frying green as we produced this. You probably like the smell too. Y'all probably wouldn't admit like, you know how Be Real that
You definitely sounded
iconic.
like him just now.
I did.
Oh man.
Be Real got one of the best voices in hip hop and shit, yo.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck what nobody said, yo.
for sure.
But yeah, so on that note, this is actually my favorite track on this record.
I thought it was a good track, just to hear P Real with De La Soul, and I thought he definitely every year, every feature he did, whether it was De La or with with Psycho Realm or La Coca Nostra, he definitely killed it. So I think it was a good song.
Very good song. And track number 17, it's called It's American, which is pretty much the after they got so fucked up they're just throwing up and stuff. All I'm saying to myself, like, that's the kind of weed I want. It's some good ass weed when you coughing and you just start spitting up dinner
Right.
from 2 days ago and shit.
Right. Wow.
One time I got so fucked up, I thought throwing up shit from 3 days ago. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
Damn. What weed was that you had?
Bro, I don't even know, man. I don't even know.
Shit.
I was just like, yo, I was like,
Yeah.
and next thing you know it, I just kept throwing up and throwing up and throwing up.
Your organs were being cleansed.
And so next thing you know, my sinuses cleared up, so I just started hitting it again and shit.
Wow.
But let me tell y'all something. Never drink four Lyocos and smoke and stuff like that. Never do that shit.
Mm-mm-mm.
Shit, or drink some Everclear or whatever. But yeah, that's story time right there. That's all I'd say about the It's American skit.
I didn't care for it. Did not like it.
Oh shit. Mm. And last, the last track, Trying People. Again, another very great track. This
Yeah.
is pretty much a vintage. You said what?
No, no. This song is my favorite.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
I don't blame you. You know, vintage De La track right here. You know, just talking about how the direction rap was going. You know what I'm saying? And then they're talking about relationships and the
Mhm.
fact that possibly was talking about how his wife, was going impatient with him. With them touring and stuff like this. Was like a real ass track,
Yeah.
right? One of the realest De La Soul tracks you would ever hear.
Yeah.
And I feel like they, just like with Mosaic Thump, they ended it off with some of the best tracks, in my
Right.
opinion.
That's weird because but I feel like both albums I didn't like the intros and the way they started it off, but they ended it very strong. And
Yeah,
this to me is the best song on the album. Like when the track starts off, you have like somebody I don't know who's that talking. There's somebody talking on a voicemail about the beat that he heard and that he was like, please get back to me about it and so obviously when he heard that he even felt like it was different for them and that he wanted to be a part of that song and this should have been a single for sure. I love True Goy's verse and he said, sometimes I wish that I could go back. No bills, no kids, just getting tore back. I want a wife. I love women. How could I front like I don't be in love with him? A little man that I can teach. A little sand, but not the beach. I love that verse. And Paz did his
yeah,
thing. This was like a retrospective of how far they've come in their personal lives. You know, up until at that time, and this should have been a single.
yeah. But we got Baby Fat instead, which
Well,
uh,
Baby Fat I love too. I love just the fact that of the message for the big the BBW women, but they also should have released this as a single too.
right. Okay, so my thoughts.
Did we talk about Am I Worth You? We talked about that one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So my thoughts on this record. It still has some of the same problems as Messiah Thump, in my personal opinion. I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be fair. I'm trying to be fair.
Don't you can't be.
Not because I don't blame De La Soul for them. I mostly blame Tommy Boy.
Uh,
I do feel that the worst songs on this album was way worse than the worst songs on Messiah Thump. But I do feel the best songs on this album was some of the best I've heard from De La Soul because the way how they can transition into talking about new stuff while they are still maintaining the De La Soul signature style that they used to. I do feel like it gets credit for that. I do like the energy throughout this whole album a bit more than the energy throughout Metallic Thump. You know what I'm saying? The skits, I feel like this might be up to this date the De La Soul album with the worst skits in my opinion. Huh. So I'm gonna give this record. I'm gonna give this record a 3.7 out of 5.
is that how you really want to rate it?
Yes.
I feel like you was hesitating just now.
No, because like I said, I feel like it's equally just the AOI series equally as had its positives and its negatives, in my opinion. But re-listening to this album now, I feel like they kind of saved like the more personal songs with this one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um, I don't like this album at all. The skits were terrible, and this is a group that started, the whole skit thing in rap, and they've had many classic skits, but there's no classic skits on this album.
hell
You
no.
know, the songs weren't good. Baby Fat was a good single. They again, this is an album that Tommy Boy did not promote enough. I don't remember anything else after Baby Fat being released on this album, if anything came out. Um, Trying People should have been a single. I think that's the best record on here. Am I Worthy of You with Glenn Lewis? That was a that should have been a single because at that time Glenn Lewis was like, a new neo soul artist, coming out, and I would think they would want to capitalize on that, and they didn't. But this it fell short, and it's a shame because we still haven't gotten the third part to this series. We might never
Right.
get that. You know what I'm saying? I hope at some point they do release the final part of this trilogy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like with trilogies, not all trilogies, but with trilogies, especially when it comes to movies, it's usually it starts off great, and then that middle movie is always the one that's the one that's the bad one, and then it ends off strong. And I felt like this is that middle movie. Like the first one to me, it started off strong, and then we got the middle one, and we still waiting for the ending. And yeah, this I don't like it. It's one mic for me. There's only
Oh
three
my
tracks for me I
god.
like.
Oh
You know
my
what I'm
goodness.
saying? And the thing is, I promoted for this album too, and they sent me the album cover. I remember them sending me the album cover on poster in the mail and shit. But yeah, this is not a good album for me.
Respect. All righty. You still want to do that Beastie Boys video reaction tonight too?
Let's do that.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna do that in another video and shit too. Um. So yeah, man, this was the De La Soul AOI series and whatnot. A few announcements tomorrow at midnight. We're gonna do the part three of the top 100 R&B albums.
Oh
You know,
yes,
80 to 80.
Ashley joining us for that one.
Ashley's joining us.
Okay.
Yeah, Ashley's gonna join us and shoot.
Yes.
So I'm gonna try to make sure once I get home, I could just do what I gotta do, put my food in the oven, cause yeah, this is where this is the light that's gonna light the match and stuff before it heats up. It's heating up already.
Oh man.
You know. Also, a few announcements I'm gonna make. So Wednesday we're gonna talk about Sheik's first album. We're gonna still be on a disco side
Yes.
of things. You know, probably one of my top five favorite disco albums of all time.
Yeah.
Thursday, we're gonna do Gloria Gaynor's "Never Can Say Goodbye" album, which hopefully, I will survive listening to that album.
Uh,
On Saturday, we're gonna take it to Gary, Indiana, with the Jacksons with the Destiny album.
yes.
Yes, let's dance, let's shout, shake your body down to the ground. Let's dance, let's shout. Think it over. Da-da-da-da. Let me stop. Let me stop.
Why would you decide to do that album instead of the one with the big hit on it?
Which
The
one?
Glory Gaynor. The like Love Tracks is the one that had I Will Survive on me.
Y'all says pick a Gloria Gaynor album.
I would thought you was gonna pick the album with the big hit, the I Will Survive. That was 78.
let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you.
You
This
picked the
this
debut album instead.
this disco month, I literally just went to websites, best
Okay.
disco albums,
And they said that
randomly.
one?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
and one day, if y'all want me to talk about the Star Trek album with "I Will Survive,"
Love Tracks.
we'll love tracks. One day, if y'all want me to do it, only time will reveal. Only time will reveal.
What is this? The bars now? Time will reveal.
That's what I say now. That's what I say because we can't. I'm not gonna like. I said I was gonna talk about albums a lot.
Right.
Some albums I still have not talked about yet.
Hmm.
But hey, time will reveal. That's all I gotta say.
And the Chic album, is that the one with Good Times on it? That's not the one, right?
No, this one would dance. Dance, dance, keep on dancing. That's the
Which
one.
one? Which one is that? I got two Chic albums, but
Hold up, let
that's
me show
not
you.
okay.
Let me show you right quick, my brother. First of all, let me stop sharing this album right here. It's the one with the girls doing the sexual mouse and stuff like that. You know?
I think I got that one. I gotta check. I know I got the Ses. What's it? Ses Chic. Ses Chic. It's the
Let's see.
78 one. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got that one. No, I got Real People from 1980.
Okay.
Real People and Ses and Say Chic. That those two I got. The debut album was 77. I don't got that one. Nice. What hit was on that one?
Everybody dance,
Okay.
dance, dance, dance. Yowza, yowza, yowza.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Let me tell y'all. Luther Vandross also did background vocals too.
Nah, Freak Out is not on this one. Freak Out is on that's on the Say Chic album, I think.
The Freak, yeah.
The Freak, yeah, that's on that one.
Let me tell you, once it comes to that album right there,
Mhm.
the first one,
Yeah.
that's the most one of the most funkiest disco albums I've ever heard. Shit.
Okay.
And you know the story with the Freak, right?
Nah, what's the story with that?
Freak Out, excuse me. They were supposed to have gone to a party with a Grace Jones party at Studio 54, but security won't let them in and stuff. So originally, I think the song was supposed to be called "Fuck Out" or some shit, some stuff like that. But then,
Oh,
of course, for radio, they wanted to clean it out and stuff.
wow. Are we doing one Chic review or two?
Oh my god. You know what? You have the Freak, right?
I have Say Chic and Real People.
Let me see, because like I said, I'm trying to give everybody a chance with these disco review. I mean, I don't mind doing depending on the time. I don't mind squeezing in another
Hold up,
Chic.
what hold up. And I have the Good Times on 12 inch.
Okay.
The single for that was from the Risque album. That's from the third album.
Also, you have said Chic, the one with
Yeah,
that like. Okay,
with
that's the
Lil
second.
Freak on it. Yeah, that's the second album. And then I got Real People's 1980, and then I got the 12 inch for Good Times on vinyl.
Okay, well, both albums have 8 tracks, so okay,
Yeah.
we can do a double review on Chic.
Okay.
Yeah, just remind me. Well, let me see what we do. Remind me Tuesday. I'm gonna also put on my reminders too.
Anton said that's the Chic has the wackest album cover. Which one? The
You
first
talking
one
about the first one?
with the chicks. I think that shit is hot. What is that in the mouth? Is that a whistle? That's a whistle in your mouth, right?
Yeah,
What the black chick looks she resembles Kelly Washington a little bit.
really?
I mean, a little bit to me with her hair out. That was seductive album covers back then.
Yeah, Kelly Washington had a bigger forehead, and yeah.
That's what they call seductive album covers back then. I'm like they couldn't do the shit that have that's out now. You
God knows it was some more albums.
know,
But yeah, man.
you got a big forehead. You said
You said what?
you said she got a big forehead.
I said the girl in the album cover has a bigger forehead than Kerry Washington.
She do.
Shoot. But yeah, man. I might just send you this invite for this Beastie Boys thing. I might put some tacos in the oven and whatnot.
Nice tacos at 1:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
Only Reg could do that.
Well, I made 2 big tacos for breakfast, right? I
Uh-huh.
got so full I couldn't finish it. So I was like, you know what? If I get hungry, I'm gonna eat this taco.
Leftovers. Okay.
Yeah. I love leftovers, man.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
All
But
right.
yeah, thank y'all so much for the love for this De La Soul review. Catch us next week when we talk about the grind date, when they kind of have a return to form.
Yes.
Return to form. A lot of dope De La songs, and like they have MF Doom on that, J Duck. I mean, that's just an underground
Yes.
masterpiece and whatnot.
Are you going live with the video? Or you recording it?
For the grind date?
No, for the Beastie Boys video.
I'm gonna record the Beastie Boys.
Okay.
Yeah, I just sent you the invite just now and stuff.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, because I don't want to go live, and that's quick. That'll be so quick with me to copyright
Right.
my bullshit, you know.
Facts.
But hope everyone has a good night. Let me know whenever you're coming on. Try.
All right.
I will see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Peace.